Hello everyone and welcome back to part 3 of the tutorial on how to reduce polycounts for hairstyles in The Sims 3. So, in the previous part you could see what you could do with hairs that don't cooperate really well when decimating, but we actually use this hair which does cooperate, so it was my plan to show you it with a hair that actually doesn't cooperate when doing it. So I'm just gonna delete this mesh and import a different one. I already put it ready. Let's see, I think it was this one. Yes, it's this hair. As you can see, this is a very long hair. So with this kind of hair, you actually need the body mesh to be there so you can see when it clips, which I think it actually does with this one. See, the strand goes into the body. But that aside, this is the original version. I think I already fixed that in my default version of this hair. Just for the information, this is Simplicity Penelope hair. Okay, so we're gonna want to put the textures on this one too. We're gonna press New again, import the textures. You could see how to export them in part 1 of this tutorial. Connect to base color and to alpha, scroll down, backface culling and alpha blends. Okay. Please watch all the other parts because I also explain some other things in the menu you need to put on. So texture and backface culling needs to be on. Okay, so we have this hair here. I actually know from experience that this is a hairstyle that doesn't really cooperate with reducing very well. So let's see, how am I gonna show you this correctly? Okay, first I'm gonna show you how many polycounts this hair actually is. So you can see it's a very high one. It's 33k. When you are a player that wants the Sims to look pretty and usually only goes to games to take pictures of them and have very high quality pictures of your sim where they look as crisp as possible, you might want hairs like this, but for gameplay it's not recommended to have very high polycounts hair because it puts a lot of stress on your computer. If you only have one in game, of course it's not that much of a problem, but if every sim spawns with a 33k hair, your PC most likely isn't gonna like that, even if it's a high-end PC. So, okay. I'm not sure. Let's see, 0.8. Yeah, you can see it immediately with this one. You see, especially this strands here immediately show signs of very crookedness, and with this one, it also doesn't get better the lower you go as with the previous one. Let's test it. It gets a little bit better, but when you start to go further, everything else starts to get bit mumbly jumbly. Let's see. Okay, 0.8, yes. So it's a bit better, but you still see some strands that get very ugly very fast. So one here on the side too. Okay. Now, what you can do in the when a hair is like this, it's a little bit more difficult to work with, is locate the strands that give you problems. And once you've located them, is separate them in the way I showed you in part 2 of this tutorial. So this actually has a lot of strands that don't cooperate very well. I'm not gonna do all because it will be busy for a very long time. So, okay, go to the UV editor on this one. As you can see, this UV map is not so nice as the other one. Let's see what oh wait, okay. So these are top strands, which actually is also a nice way to reduce polycounts because these kind of strands, let's see if I hide them, usually are a bit of frizz strands. With this hair, it's not so much frizz, but sometimes you actually can delete these and the hair looks almost the same. So let's try it. Delete vertices. The hair does look a bit different, but not very different. And you can actually see that the poly count dropped by by a lot, by almost 9K, I think, from just removing those strands. So sometimes when you reduce a hair, especially a hair that doesn't cooperate, you actually want to do stuff like that. So remove some strands that don't really add to the hair itself. Okay, we're not going to do that now. I'm just going to Control Z back up. I'm also gonna, I had this like this. Let's not do that. Okay, so we're gonna go back. So what you can do is, I'm not sure if this was a strand that was giving us problems. Let's see. Yes, that one was good. So let's just pick this strand to work with. But if there are multiple, you of course need to select multiple. So I'm gonna select this strand. I think it was also the strand on the underside. Please make sure you also select the back faces. So put this here on the toggle X-ray and try to also select the back faces. Yes, and I have them now. Okay. So what you can do is you go to you toggle this off so you can see a little bit better. Is to hide the strand and then do the same as we did in part 2. Is press A, so you select the rest of the hair and assign this to a vertex group we create. Okay, now we're here. I just want to let you see something that is really not correct on this hair, and that is it's assigned to root bind. Whenever you see this, please give the hair a new bone assignment. So pick a hair that is similar in shape and has different bone assignments, and copy that over with the mesh toolkit, because a hair should never be assigned to root bind. I'm not sure if any of you ever made poses or animations, but the root bind is here. So this hair is long, but it's not long enough to be connected to the root bind. So you really don't want that. So whenever you see that, please give the hair new bone assignments. Okay. So that said, we're gonna go back to object mode to do the decimating part. So we separated. Oh, sorry, I forgot a step. I need to actually assign it to the vertex group we created. So if I'm correct, yes, it's assigned now. So we're gonna go to object mode, decimate, and we're just gonna pick only the vertex group created here, which doesn't have the strand anymore. And if we're gonna punt ain't, as you see, the strand stays the same now, and the rest of the hair gets lower. So that's how you do it with the hair that actually doesn't cooperate. So you have a visual with, and this is really a very difficult hair to reduce nicely, because it also excuse me, because it also has some strands like this on the bottom. Well, when you reduce these, they get very ugly. How lower you go, they get really crooked and so there's really not really a way around it. What you of course can do is if you go in edit mode again, is just select the lower part of the strand. Let's see if we can do it like this. Yes, and this, and actually separate those. So hide those and select the rest of to a different vertex group, and then decimate that. You can do that, but that's why I said some hairs really are difficult, because you need to create a lot of different groups, and sometimes you need to reduce from that group, then from that group to make it still a high quality reduced version. So now you have a visual with that. So that's that. I also want to show you some different stuff. As I already said, with some hairs you actually can delete pieces of mesh to make a reduced version. So what I already said here, this has some extra streaks on top of it. I'm actually not sure if you can really delete those. I don't think I did that in my default, but I'm just gonna select a few of them. By the way, I press L when I select whole streaks. Just hover over it and press L and you select the whole streak. It also works here. Okay, but be sure to also select the back faces, which usually you only can do in this, as you can see, it's very hard sometimes to do it. There must be an easier way, but I'm but I don't know that way. So okay. Uh, so let's say you don't think these strands here are super important for the hair. As I already said, you can press delete and then vertices, and you can actually delete those streaks. So as you can see, the hair is still very pretty, very long, and the shape is mostly the same. It's just lower in poly count now without actually needing to reduce something. So that's a very good way to reduce the poly count of very high poly hairs. It's also a good way when you want to create lower lots for a hairstyle, because I actually recommend if you want to alter a hairstyle and make it lower poly, to also make your own lots. So what I usually do is for the highest lot, lot 0 and lot 1, I keep the hair as is. So if I do it like this, I with the even when I deleted some other pieces of mesh, but lot 0 and lot 1, the hair is just as is. But for the lowest lot, so lot 2 and lot 3, you can actually start to delete back faces of the hair to make it even lower poly but higher in quality. I'm gonna show you that with a different hair. Wait, let me, I already put it there for you. Let's delete this one for now. Let's go to import geom. I think it was it 3 I put it in. Yes, okay, so this is, let me see which hair it was already. Oh yeah, it was Peggy 885 hair, which I'm gonna show you now. So I'm gonna show you the lowest lot, so lot number 3 of the original file, how that one looks. Okay, not so pretty, huh? Let's put the texture on it to show you how it looks. So this is how the lowest lot in this game actually looks. This is not a very pretty sight. Now, lot 3 is the thing you see in game when you zoom out very far, or when you switch sims real quick and they appear all blocky. I'm not sure if you've seen it once or twice, but that's the lot 3. So it doesn't really need to be pretty, but this is extreme. You don't want this. So this is caused by creators doing it the quick and dirty way of making lower lots, which is a Milkshape. I'm going to show you later. But just for comparison's sake, I'm actually going to show you my lot 3 for the same hair. Wait, so this first. How many poly counts is this? Is 700, a little bit under that. Okay, hide it. Import my own lot 3 of this, which is a default I haven't released yet at the time I'm making this tutorial, but it's coming soon. So this is my lot 3. I'm gonna put the texture on it. So as you can see, it's still not very pretty. I actually see I made a mistake here. Good to see it now before release, because what I usually do with this is actually pull this up a bit. Is that the correct? Let's see. No, that's not the correct one. Where is it? When it's such a low poly hair, it becomes such a mumble jumble. Let's see, we need this one. You can pull it. It's not really working. Well, whatever. It's for the sake of showing you. You can actually fix this if you really want to. But my point is, this is. Oh, you can see it in edit mode. This is even lower than the other lot 3, but it's much better shape. Much better shape. So like this. See the difference? As I say, a lot 3 doesn't need to be pretty. It needs to be low in poly count. That's the most important thing. So if I need to choose between having this as a lot 3 or having the high lot in lot 3, I'm choosing this. So this ugly thing here, because it won't put much stress on your PC, and that's what a lot 3 is doing for you. So when you zoom out, Your PC doesn't have to load, let's say, a 20k plus of polycounts. You really don't want that. So it doesn't need to be pretty, but it doesn't need to be as ugly as that, as you can see. I made this a lot myself. It's better shape, but I'm a bit, I don't like this. Usually I am a bit more perfectionist than that and don't let the sculpt go through it, but small oversight, but whatever, I'm still gonna fix it. Maybe make it a little higher. What I usually do for the lowest lots is try to do them under 1k poly count. It depends a bit on the mesh how low you can go. Some of the meshes get like this very quickly, and you really can't go lower than, let's say, 1.5k. But usually that's my bottom line. I want my lot 3 not to be higher than 1.5k, preferably under 1k, because you really don't want your game to load a lot of poly counts when zooming out. So, okay. How I created this, because it's lower, as you can see, lower in poly than this one. That is because I didn't do it in Milkshape, but I did it in Blender, and I actually deleted pieces of mesh. So I deleted some strands, but that's why I said it was important for the back face culling to put that on, because that's also what I did. I deleted back faces. So let's hide the face. As you can see, it's see-through here. If I put this off, it's not see-through. That's why you want to put it on, because if you actually delete the wrong piece of mesh, let's say, let's put it off. Let's put this off, and we're gonna delete this. Bigger. Okay. If you have the back face still here, maybe I can better show you with the high poly version of this hair, so the lot 0. Because if you delete this, but you still have the back face, if you don't have back face culling on, you won't see a gap. So you think everything is okay, you export it into your game, and you actually have a balding sim. So that's why you always want to put this on, so you can actually see that the back facers are missing. For lot 2 and lot 3, you can delete back faces. Please do that, because it reduces the poly count, and the shape of the hair stays mostly the same, which means you can have higher quality lots, but higher quality lots in better shape, but with no back faces, which you actually don't see, because, as I said, you need to zoom out very far in game to actually see the lot. So usually you only see the outline of it. You never see this lot up close, and so you can spin your sim and see that the back of the hair is see-through, and things like that. So maybe I can show you what I mean. Let's say I'm just gonna hide this one for now. I'm gonna import the original. So it's this one. Okay. Oop. Oh yeah. This is actually the original. My version is a bit edited, which makes it a bit smaller on the head, but just for the sake of showing you, it doesn't really matter. So this is actually fun. This is where you want to sculpt. This hair actually clips in the sculpt, and this is very small clipping, but still clipping. So usually when I see this, I fix this. This is very easy. You can just click a vertex if you put proportional editing on and press G and then scroll down. You see a circle. It takes a while before the circle appears on your screen. So it's a bit smaller. If you do that, you can drag it up and you see other hairs move it. I think I grabbed the wrong piece. I want the blue arrow. Maybe I want to be it a bit bigger. That's what the circle's for, but how many hair moves with it. Yes. So you actually can edit like this. What you also can do is set it to connect load only. And that means that only the strand you select the vertices of moves with it. But sorry, I got distracted. But that's when you see something clips, how you can fix it. So what I was showing you now is, let's say this hair, you want to create lower lots for it, because you don't really need to decimate this one because it's already low poly. So we're gonna go to edit mode. I'm gonna hide the face, and the sculpt I can see, but I only can see for the upper side because backface culling is on. If If you put that off, you can actually see the scope. Okay, but we want it on. So what we're gonna do now is we want to create a lower LUT. These back faces aren't needed, so you're gonna select it with L, and I actually can see that I selected the back face now, but let's press hide. So, okay, and press hide. You see now an outline of a see-through piece of mesh. It's the same as the one we hid in net. This is the back of it, because if it's see-through from this point of view, it means that from the back it isn't see-through, and vice versa. So this one, the first one, we actually want to delete. So delete vertices, and this one we select and hide to make it cleaner and to work with the rest. And that's what you're gonna do with actually most of them. So delete the back face and hide the forward. Let's say you actually had to make a mistake. You do hide this one and to delete the front one. Oh, I'm selected the wrong one, and you actually deleted the front one instead of the other one. So let's press delete. Just Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, and put it all back. And you can do it anew. If you're just starting with this and you're new in Blender, save often. So if you make mistakes, you can actually see it. So let's see for this tutorial. This is the back face, I think. Let's see. No, it wasn't the back face. So I do it too. I hide this one, I delete the back face. This is the other way around. And I hide this one and delete the back face. So if you push Alt hide, you can see it's still hidden. But from the other view, there's a gap. So that's why you actually want to have backface going on. Or let's say we do it wrong. So we do this and we hide this. We delete this and we hide this. Let's say, but you can now see it's actually see-through. So we made a mistake. I forgot to delete one thing, but whatever. You can clearly see I made a mistake here. If I have backface culling off, you can't see it because so this is how I sometimes made mistakes in the past, because I forgot to put backfacing on and I thought everything was okay, when in reality the hair looked like this in game. So please just put it on. Okay, so let's go back to everything. Okay, now that's what you'd want to do with lower LUT. So delete some pieces of meshes are necessary. Weird if you frame it, by the way. I'm not sure why it's like this. It's working. So for lower LUTs, for example, you can delete these and some more strands. Let's see which are the strands. I think some here. Yeah, this. Oh, not that one. Yes, I think some of these here, like strands like these for lower LUTs. Please delete them, because the shape of the hair needs to be the same in overall, but you don't need all those little pieces of mesh that only add to the poly count. So you can create higher quality LUTs. So I can just delete them. Okay, so just how to show you, if I'm making lower LUTs, I'm actually working a lot slower and pay more attention. And when you're done deleting all the pieces of mesh you don't want for the lower LUTs, also delete the back faces the way I showed you. And that's how you can create lower LUTs. But for the back faces, you can also do that for hairs that are very high in poly count. Sometimes you don't need back faces, but be careful with what you delete of that, because for example, this hair, if I delete the back faces here for the highest LUT, for LUT 0, and I'm going to go in game, the hair will be see-through from this angle. So you don't want that. So you can still delete back faces from this hair, even for the highest LUT, but you need to do it in a way that you only delete the upper part. So the part you can see because the face is in front of it. So that means, let's see if I can show you easily. It's not really what I wanted, because I actually only wanted to select the back of the hair, but I always hate it when meshes are like this. Let's see if I can do it like this. I'm just gonna, it's not very neatly. Again, it's just to show you, it's not how I usually work. Okay, again, I'm pressing, oh, not that one. No, no, no. Pressing L to select everything. So let's see. So actually want to wait. I want to hide this for a second. Just do it like this for a moment. I want to hide that. Alt hide. Select hide. So if only the back of the hair. That's what I want. Okay, let's say you only want to delete the back faces of the upper back faces. What you're gonna do is actually what I showed you next. So delete the actual back face. Hide the. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong with that. What you want to do is you want to hide the normal faces. So on the outside, you want to hide them. So not delete them, hide them. Let's hide and do it for every piece that you still have here. Hide, hide. Oh, I hid in the wrong one. Let's see. It's actually it's quite a lot of work because you need to be very careful with it. And if I do this right now, I will make a tutorial of 2 hours. So my point is, once you've done this, you have only the back faces here. So the ones that are not see-through from this point of view, but which you actually can see. So let's say these are only the back faces. They aren't now. And you only want to delete the under part of the hair. Put this on select what you want to delete, and just only delete that. If you do it correctly, you see see-through pieces of mesh this way, and if you look that way, you will see the hair as is. So, oh, Jesus, I think I'm sleepy. I did it the wrong way around. I'm sorry, guys. I think I talked too much. So you need to delete these back faces actually. If you do the underside, you're gonna see it because this is hidden by the face normally. So you can delete those back faces. I would actually not do. I think I will do it like this or something and delete the back faces here. You usually don't see them, and then uh, leave the rest. So especially if it's for a higher lot. For a lower lot, you can just delete all back faces, but for a higher lot, you need to take into account that people will see the hair from different angles in their game. So if the back faces of the underside of the hair are missing, it's gonna be see-through and it will look a bit weird. So okay, I hope. Sorry for the confusing stuff. I hope it's still a bit clear what I'm trying to say. If not, please ask questions. I never made tutorials like this, so it's all new for me. Okay. Um, well, that is it for this part. I'm gonna make another part with some error. So I'm sorry, with some error codes and how to what to do when they appear. So see you in part 4, and thanks for watching.